Welcome back to another Odds or Even podcast. It is January 17th, is Divisional round weekend, and I am Corey, and this is my brother JP.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm all right. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, life shit. How have you been
Work.
gambling?
Oh man. So I started kind of dipping into the hockey.
Yeah,
Started out strong, hit two right off the bat, doing over unders. Then when was it? The night before last, put in a two-leg over under, missed by one goal. But I've been looking at the games for Saturday. There's actually a pretty good lineup. It's a little hard to bet on Saturday just because from 3 o'clock on I will be, you know,
busy.
yep.
Yeah,
So
I got,
I'm gonna see what I can put together. Maybe a small two or three legger
yeah. Now,
price too.
I've been doing very, very, very bad, bro. I've been very cold. I have lost 12 out of my last 13.
Okay, that's a
And
bad.
I'm in
What are you betting on?
college basketball and
Mm,
NBA, but they've all been parlays.
well, that's why
Um,
you're the parlay
I am the
poppy.
parlay pathetic pussy, and I have lost everything. And I hit one last night with some random college, and then today I'm about to lose the last bit of my money again. But
If
I gotta,
if we had a sound effects board, that's
yeah,
where we would like hit it and it would
womp
be like
womp.
soups.
Soups.
Give me some
it's
soups.
it's
I
bad.
need
It's bad.
I need 10 for 10 of those soups.
I need to stop thinking I have to place a bet every day. And
Yeah,
then,
it's
yeah,
honestly, man, I will be. I had that problem for a very long time, and when I hit such a cold streak, I was like, screw it, I'm done. I'm pulling out all
hmm
this money that I've earned. I'm done, and I'm waiting till football season. And that off time, there were times where I was like, ooh, I could, and I was like, no.
yeah,
And yeah, I've really worked on laying off.
yeah. It's fucking tough. And then I start to win back everything all in one play,
Yep.
and that's just not how it works, brother.
Yeah, you can't chase those losses as
No,
was it Drew
uh,
Brees or Philip Rivers or one of the quarterbacks says on
fucking
Doug Flutie or
cocksucker.
whatever.
Uh,
Um,
but
yeah.
so we got a college football championship game Monday
Ooh,
night. Horrible night, but I guess
high
not the.
tide.
I died. I've heard that fucking shit. Notre Dame versus Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you know the spread? I think it's like seven, 6.5, 7,
8.5.
8.5. Okay, that's a
Ohio
lot of
State. That's a
points.
lot. That's a lot of
It's a lot
points.
of points. How do you feel about the game?
I think that it will either be a blowout or will go down to a final field goal. Not a field goal. It'll go down. It'll either be a blowout or it'll be really, really, really close.
Yes. Well,
Um, and if it's a blowout, it'll definitely be Ohio State doing it.
yeah.
I think I could see Notre Dame hanging in and playing. They just got to keep pressure on the quarterback.
Oh,
Um,
Howard will fuck it
they
up.
got they got to keep pressure on Howard. Yeah, sorry. And I think if they do that, it could be a potentially good game. 8.5 seems a little high on the spread. I probably wouldn't touch. You might be able to plus that to like 10.5 for Notre Dame and make it a decent little
Yeah,
something something. But you'd have to pair it with something else. So
I agree. Before the Texas game, I was like thinking this is gonna be a blowout, but I don't think Texas is that great. They have a solid defense,
yeah,
just like Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a solid defense. If Notre Dame comes in there, you know, minimizes penalties, doesn't have turnovers, gets
yeah,
after it on defense. If Will Howard gets shaken up once, it's over. He's a
Yeah, I mean
fucking fuck.
he is not a big game
Mm-mm.
QB,
Never has been.
and this is quite possibly the biggest game of his career, obviously.
100%.
And Notre Dame, yeah, I think you're right, and that's what I say. I think if they can get pressure on Howard right off the bat, and get like a sack early on, or even just a couple
Turn.
good pressures, contain him, maybe even a coverage sack where it's just, or you can make him throw it away while being pressured, keeping the pressure on him. I think that's the way Notre Dame stands
Yeah.
a chance in this game.
Yep. Who's the better coach, Ryan Day or Freeman?
I like Freeman more.
Yeah. Ryan Day's
I
a
think
fuck.
well, and so here's the crazy thing. I was looking in and I saw a little bit of information about payouts for getting to these games, right?
Okay.
So to getting to the college football, the championship game, that school gets $20 million for their conference, right?
Okay.
So Ohio State brings in for the Big Ten, they bring in $20 million divided amongst all the teams. That's awesome, right?
Notre
Notre Dame
Dame.
is an independent.
So they get it.
They get $20 million to themselves. Now, here's the other thing. For their previous round, they got $10 million. So right now they're going to have $30 million that they could potentially put to NIL. And you think about Notre Dame has TV exposure. They're always on fucking is it CBS
Yeah.
for that partnership. So they have a great coach, a great
Yeah.
young coach that is going to, I think, be somebody that is at Notre Dame for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have the potential to run college football.
Yeah.
You $30 million. That's not to mention whatever if they get a payout. I don't know what if they get money for winning. If they happen to win, if they do win, like holy shit, that is recruiting power right there. That's transfer portal power. You have $30 million. Ohio State brags about having a $20 million team. Well, Notre Dame can have
Yep.
a $20 million team plus.
Yeah. I agree. It's gonna be
I
interesting,
mean,
man.
it's yeah. I don't know the NIL and the transfer portal and everything like that kind of makes college football a whole different ball game. It's
Yes.
different than it was a
It
few years ago, even.
has its good, and it's bad. It and while we're speaking of that, man, I've just been seeing this. I've been thinking about this in our own aspect because KU plays K State tomorrow, and
Yeah,
like these guys don't even a rivalry game. You guys don't even have a built up like they don't care about the school like players used to. They don't have the
right,
passion. They don't have the K State or these type of players. No, they're not anymore. They're fucking
right,
just someone who showed up this year, and it's a fucking system. It's a summer basketball.
right,
Like the rivalries is not even a thing. Like these guys
right,
don't have no hatred to each other at all. They've never
right,
played each other. Next year will be 5-on-5 different fucking people,
right.
and I hate that more than anything.
No, I agree, and it's like a catch-22 because I think that college players should be making money
Yes.
because the schools make a ton of money on it. There are people, if you want to even break it down to a more micro level, businesses are making tons and tons of money off of these people. You have bars that are making money on game day. You have, apparel and all this stuff
Yep.
that is driven by athletes' performance, which, drives fans and so they should be making money, but I think what the real issue is in my mind is that transfer portal.
The two. It's the one and duns.
Yeah.
It's that shit, and it is. It's kind of it puts fun in it puts fun in the football because it's more people stick around. But for basketball, just for my perspective, for K State, I don't even know a single player on the team. I don't. You don't fall in love with, you don't have your players that, like,
Right.
I follow players that have been on K State on, anywhere they play. You're a big fan
Was
of them
it
because
was it Prince that was a really awesome basketball player a few years ago, or was it
um
Price?
no, Poland, Jacob Poland, and then we had Marquise Noel. We had Marquise Noel they went to the
That
Elite
was the
Eight.
year that yeah, they went to the Elite Eight,
Yes,
and KU didn't get out of the first round, right? Or
yeah. And
yeah,
Marquise Noel went there for 4 years, and then the transfer
yep,
portal started, and they brought in some players around him. But you don't get that no more. You will,
right,
you'll have a few, but it's not going to be the good players.
right. Do
Uh,
you think if do you think the transfer portal is like sorry? Do you think that people are entering the transfer portal for NIL deals, or
they're,
why do you think so many people are just changing around?
I think kids don't know what they want. They get sold a dream. I think during the year they have other coaches, recruiters in their ears saying, "You won't have to do that here." They get in trouble. They have to sit out one game. They, discipline. They're like, "Fuck this. I got somewhere else
Right,
I can go." I think it's tons of money. Um, uh, notoriety, fucking TV time, fucking everything. I think
wanting
it
to get to
all,
those big
yeah.
market schools, if
It
you will.
so now it's just 5 on 5. It's not a team sport, and I mean you'll have your teams that, I don't know. I just don't see a lot of people from year before, and it just makes it weird and it makes it hard to like follow for me.
Right. Well, and it's kind of interesting too that you'd think having that a cohesive unit for multiple years would be more beneficial than trying to piece together a
Right?
team every year. But I mean,
Players don't get what they want. They don't get enough playing time, and
right,
they get told from fucking some Joe Schmo like, dude, you're gonna start here, and or whatever, and they come. And
right.
yeah, not to fucking change the topic, but who do you got winning that Ohio State game? Are you gonna
You
take the
know,
spread? I'm back and forth on it, but I think Ohio
so
State is gonna beat them if I just straight up. But that's not gonna be a fun bet.
I think I'm going Notre Dame money line at plus 290.
That'd be cool.
I
Why
think
not?
I'm going. I think I'm going Notre Dame on this one.
Because you
Um,
bet, if you don't bet the huge spread Ohio State, it's gonna be minus 300 or something at
right,
-3, and that's, I mean, you're gonna make what, $2 off of, or like, smaller bets. Might as well
right.
put a
But
little bit on it and see what happens.
well, and I think personally, to pick to win the game, I think I even pick Notre Dame.
Really?
I think that they do what they need to. I think they get pressure on Howard. I think that they
Mm-hmm.
shake Ohio State early, and I think that they continue to press on offense. I think that they tire out the Ohio State defense. I think that they take the game.
I agree, brother. I agree. So we're fucking here in the divisional round,
Yeah,
NFL. Um, freaking, I probably one of the better match games of the weekend. Sunday night, Ravens versus Bills.
yeah, it's going
Bills
to be a good
are,
game.
who's at home? Bills.
The Bills. Yep.
Bills are at home and they're underdogs at home. That just hit
Yes.
me.
Yeah, they're
Um,
1.5 is the spread.
can the Bills stop the run? One more thing. Did you? I don't know if you watched the Ravens game last week, but
Yeah.
they purposely had Lamar Jackson run the ball on like the OPR, option route,
Hmm.
or either give or go. He ran it over 10 to 15 times in that game just to he got to be, true to the fucking game now.
Right. No, I think that they played the last round perfectly as far as what they wanted to show. I
Yes,
think that Buffalo has to be mindful that not only can Derrick Henry destroy them, but Lamar Jackson can destroy them.
yes.
They're going to have to focus on contain, but they're also going to have to keep an eye on Henry. I think that the Ravens have a really good shot of
I
taking
do
it.
too. That's going to be a tough fucking game. And they both play in the cold, so that's not going to make a difference. It's going to be
Right,
cold as fuck. Zay Flowers is not playing, right? I've
right,
heard.
right. I
The
don't believe he
thing,
is.
what's up with Justin Tucker?
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point.
Close games, you need to. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but god
Right.
damn, he's had a bad season.
He's had a really bad season. I mean, it's been, to be honest, if you look around the league, it's been a bad season for great
Gronk,
kickers.
yes,
Butker's not looking as great as he has been. Tucker has, I don't want to say fallen off, but he's definitely,
missed a
you know,
lot.
you think about whenever we played him in the past. In my mind, I was always like, if they get, you know, if they get on the better half of their 40,
Oh,
they
3 points.
can, yeah, they gotta.
Yeah.
Tucker's gonna sink that all the time, and if it's a game winner, he can hit a 60.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been good since he did that bullshit with the Chiefs. He
I
got
don't.
cursed.
I don't think that there's any
He got cursed.
tie-in. Okay, fair. Yes, he's cursed.
Fuck him.
He's got the
So
arrowhead curse.
this is these are the two MVPs, one or the other, right? Is what
I think.
you're
I think
saying?
so. I mean, I think if the Bengals would have made the playoffs, Burrow would be in the conversation.
I think he's had an amazing season.
I mean, he has had a great season. I think, yeah, I think this is the battle of the MVPs. I think in my mind it's Lamar Jackson, even though that kills me to fucking say it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll see at this game. I think in my mind this game is a big one to see who
hmm
wins the MVP for me. But
Um, I think I'm gonna take the Ravens,
I think I'm going to take the Ravens,
but
and
that could
I think
change.
I might just jump on the spread. I mean,
Yeah,
realistically they're not necessarily an underdog. It's basically a pick 'em
yeah. I'd bump it up to
because
two,
the
2.5,
Buffalo
just
is
because.
Buffalo is plus 105 on the money line, which is
Interesting.
barely. So
Yeah. Next game I have is the Rams versus the Philly, and this this has a potential actually to be a very good game, I think, as well.
I do too.
With Sean McVay being a genius, I think, as he is offensive minded, and Philly, how they start off so slow, and if Sean McVay can capitalize on their slow start and then make them dig out of a hole, it's
Right.
gonna be a fucking issue.
Yeah, I agree. The spread is 6.5 Philly,
Hmm.
which is a pretty respectable spread. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're saying a touchdown. Um, I can see the Rams taking this game.
There's a good chance. Do you,
You always have to respect a defense with Von Miller.
yeah,
That's just something you have to do. Um, Stafford has been here before.
right.
Um, yeah, I think the
I
Rams could take it.
I got this thing that's in my head is the West Coast teams coming to the cold, and Stafford hasn't played. It's gonna be like it's gonna be 30 degrees or something, 40 degrees, and Stafford hasn't played in a game this cold. Well, they did against the Jets this year, and they won 19-9. But I always have that thing in my head that West Coast teams, when they come
Can't play in the
here,
cold.
can't play as good in the cold. It slows down the wide receivers. It slows down everything. It's going to be a running game for Philly. They're going to
Do we
run that
know? Do we know
motherfucker.
what the weather is going to be on that day in
High of
Philly?
35 or 40.
That's not cold though.
But it's later in the day, so the sun will be going down, and it's going to get chilly.
I
I
mean,
guess it's not.
chili's not cold.
Chili's not cold. I guess cold is fucking 2 degrees, right?
I mean, yeah, that's
Below freezing.
I
I
think
guess you're
that
right.
we have a more of a cold game. Yeah, game time weather is 31 degrees.
Yeah.
That's not too terrible.
Who are you gonna take in that game?
Uh, Real Phil 32. I mean, I think I got the Rams. I
Really?
think that Philly has. I think they're an imposter team in some regards. They're a very good team. They're a very stacked team, but I think that their record is better than they are,
Right.
and I think that I think that the Rams could take it.
While we're talking about Philly, just random. Did you see that fan shit that happened?
I did.
But now there's another side of the story that came out, and I didn't know it till today.
I haven't heard about this yet.
Okay, so you know that guy called that lady a cunt, which whatever is bad.
Beep.
Right. But I guess that the guy and his wife, the Packers fan, made a GoFundMe to get to the game, and on their GoFundMe it said that they would antagonize fans and record it literally on their GoFundMe. And so, which is still bad, but they came in there, maybe, for a purpose, or like they knew that was going to happen, but they're probably just trying to get money to make it to the game when actually they only lived an hour away. Fucking
Well,
awesome.
they must have wanted some hot dogs
Yeah.
and some nachos, and
Right. So cheap.
you gotta get a football helmet with ice cream.
Yeah. You got to do
Um,
something. But
I mean, that's interesting. I
yeah.
think one like you should always have enough self control that you don't like lose your mind. Now, again, they started recording the video at a certain point. She could be sitting there telling him that she hopes his grandkids get cancer or something. We don't know,
Right.
but I don't know, man. I think it's kind of to me it's the problem with the internet because of course it goes on, people find out who he is and
I don't like that
dox
part.
him and like put it,
They say he
send
lost his job.
like
Come
for
on.
like like it's not like I mean he didn't like punch her in the face or anything.
No. Come on. It
I
could be
don't think it goes. I
worse.
don't think it goes that hard just for like talking shit at a football game. I mean,
No.
should he have said what he said? No. Do I condone what
No.
he said? No, that's not cool. But like at the same time,
But if she deserved it,
yeah,
she
we don't
deserved
know. Like
it.
that is a very true point.
Yeah. Sorry to get us off topic, buddy.
No, dude, it's fun.
Uh so this is one that's I don't see how it can go one way or the Commanders' way, but the Lions versus Commanders.
Yeah.
What has to happen for the Commanders to win besides someone dies on the Lions?
I think that they have to play lights out. I think that Daniels has to be explosive all
He needs
night.
to run.
I think he needs to. Yeah, he's going to have to put up 100 yards
Yep.
plus rushing, and he's going to have to use up some bunch of magic to get those dot passes. I mean, they're going to have to play the game of their lives.
The
Detroit's got a good defense.
yeah.
Detroit's got an explosive offense.
Yeah. They're gonna have their hands full, man.
Right.
For
Washington's
sure.
defense is a little hit or
Not that
miss
great.
sometimes.
The front
Sometimes they
seven.
can put some shit together, but
Yeah.
yeah. The spread's 9.5, which I think is pretty.
Crazy.
That's a lot of points. The over under is 55.5, which also is a lot of
A lot of
points.
points. Yeah, I don't ever bet those big spreads, but that would be like a tail end of a parlay or something, just a money line.
Right. Right.
But
yeah, I think Detroit takes this one.
easy money. So we've been waiting, buddy. 3 weeks.
Yeah,
We're here.
yeah. It's been weird watching football that's not the Chiefs.
Right. And our season's still
And the
going
last
on.
Chiefs in our last Chiefs game, it was not really a Chiefs game, you know.
I didn't even watch it. But we got the Chiefs versus the Texans. What is the spread on this game?
8.5 Chiefs. That's a
Eight and a
big
half
spread for us.
Chiefs. It's a
That's a
big
big
spread.
spread for us. The
One thing
Chiefs don't cover the spread. That's just we don't cover the spread.
No, fuck the spread. We win. We just find ways to
Right.
win. But one thing that is in the back of my head, did you watch the last Texans game?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that was their first game that all their defense have been together because of injuries.
Mm.
They look good.
They did look pretty good, yeah.
That's what scares me. Their QB doesn't scare me anymore.
Yeah, no, I think Herbert didn't look good.
Herbert did not look good.
That was a
And they still
rough
had chances to win that game. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. What was it? 5 interceptions?
Yes.
5 interceptions, and you still have a chance to win the game.
Is insane.
I think that speaks to Houston not being able to. But you have 5 fucking interceptions, and you still barely win the game.
We beat them by, I think, a touchdown last time. Was it a touchdown?
Yeah.
Which they had a chance to win the game, and they fucked it up, or at least tie it up. I think they stopped us on 4th down, and then they couldn't capitalize on it. Tooney is our left tackle.
Yep.
I like that.
I like that too.
He's a fucking beast to be able to go from right guard to tackle.
Well, and I like that because I like having essentially the ability to have 2 pulling guards.
Yes, never thought of it like
for
that.
Screens, anything like that. You have a tackle that can pull like a guard.
Fast.
You're going to be able to set up screens, things like that, and he's done pretty good at that. And he stands in and does pretty well with every. I like Tooney.
And we are healthy on offense. We're back.
Yeah. Well, we don't have McCole Hardman, and we also don't have Sky Moore.
I did not know that. Now we're fucked, bro. Yeah. Sky's out.
Yeah.
This is bad.
The great Sky Moore is out right now. So
what are we gonna do?
I think I think we're just gonna have to pray, brother.
Dude, we will pray. 19 degrees. Texans come in here. Last time they came here for this exact game, they went ahead 24-0 with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. That was one of the fucking best fucking games to watch ever.
Yeah. Started out rough. I lost my shit. Little backstory about that game. We were having my daughter's first birthday.
Oh. Okay.
Mackie's, or it was either her first or her second birthday. And we were over at my in-laws, and the game's on, and there's a bunch of people there.
Oh, no.
And I am trying not to lose my mind.
Uh-huh.
It was very tough. It was very tough. I think it was her first birthday because that was 2020, wasn't it?
It was. Was it during COVID?
I think it was.
I
think that was guilty. 2021, technically.
Guilty of this. Emily and her friend were giving me a ride to my friend's house to watch a game. We were listening on the radio. The time I got across town, turned the ball over, whatever. We're down 14 or something. And I called them the C word. And I feel bad for it. But I apologized, and we have moved past that day.
Yeah. Forgive and forget. It's bridge over troubled water.
Let's not bring it up.
I'm bringing it up the next time I see Emily. I'm going to be like, hey, you remember that time that Corey...
Oh, she remembers.
Yeah.
So Watson is questionable.
Yes.
That will be
Yes.
huge if he's
I
back.
I, I think that his questionable designation is still more leaning towards him playing, from what
So,
I've read and heard.
what's the key points of the game? I think the Chiefs cannot start off slow.
We
Um,
gotta we can't turn over the ball.
we can't turn over the ball.
If we get, because this is a game that we can win by threes,
Yes.
realistically. I
Yes.
don't see the Texans being an explosive enough offense against our defense that we're in a place where we have to score. That's not this game.
No.
I think that we can honestly methodically march down the field, and if we have to settle for three, we settle for three and we rely on our defense. But I think the key to the game is keeping our defense fresh and healthy. That means
Yes.
extending the drives any way that we can. That means on 3rd and 1, instead of trying to fucking pass it, let's just
Run
get the
it.
first
Get
down.
the first down.
Um, I think if we can extend the drives, we can keep our defense fresh. I think that we shut CJ down, and I don't see their offense performing very well in this game. I think that we have to contend with their defense. We can't turn the ball over, and we
Yep.
have to, put up some points.
These 21 days off is I like for Bucker's sake, because
Yes,
before we
hopefully
went
he's
in there,
figured something out.
he was fucking kicking and his knee was buckling every time, and it just
Well,
he
I was
afraid to
reading that
punt it.
when he hurt himself when he was doing rehab and coming back, I think he kind of developed that knee drop. It's actually a part of his
Oh,
kick.
don't like it. I do not like it.
Yeah, and I think that he might be in his head a little bit.
Yeah, which
So,
that's the kicker's worst enemy.
right,
Getting in
right.
their fucking head. But Chiefs take this all day.
I
Never
think
bet
so.
the spread. I'm gonna probably
Mm-mm.
go Chiefs money line. Fucking um uh. God damn it! Our running back touchdown. Well, I usually
Pop,
go with the Chiefs. No,
pop. You
Kareem.
didn't
Kareem.
hunt? Okay.
Oh yeah, I always go touchdown him because Kareem gets like they give it. He gets the ball more often, right on the gut,
In the
up the
red zone.
guts. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So yeah,
I
we
think I
be a
think
big
D
game.
Hop. I think D Hop's anytime touchdown.
And this is a
Noah Gray. Noah Gray could also be a good anytime touchdown.
you're right. No, Gray Watson will get a one random at one out there. Um,
Right.
is this a revenge game in any way for Hop?
Uh,
I mean, he
I don't
left on
think
good
so.
terms, but we can always
Yeah, I don't
start
think it
some
would be.
drama.
I don't think it would be necessarily a revenge game. I mean,
Oh, baby bump game. Pat just had a baby.
that's true.
Players always play good after they have a baby.
That's true, and I'm sure since it's in KC that we'll have the Swift effect. So Taylor
Yep.
will probably be in the building.
Big boy is
So
rapping
of
at
course,
halftime.
yeah. I mean, I think if Taylor Swift's in the building, the NFL is going to make us win. So
Yeah, well, yeah. Taylor Swift talks to the refs, and they
mm-hmm.
make sure that
The Chiefs win.
we get the most penalties, but we
Right.
still they find a way to help us win. Right?
Right, right. Well,
Okay.
and everybody's going to talk about Jawan Taylor, but if you watch any other team, one of their tackles is jumping every single time too.
I mean, fucking the Bills quarterback had the ref come to him on the sideline the other day.
And apologize about a bad call.
Who does that? If that, oh my
Right,
god, I hate Twitter for that shit, bro. Shit
right,
drives me fucking crazy.
right.
That's all the games, man.
Yeah, no, I think there's a little bit of money to be made when it gets
It's gonna
into
be tough
divisional stuff. It's kind of like these games are hard because they can really go either
either
way.
way. Yep.
This is that any given Sunday shit, but I see, yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, there's not a lot of news going on. There's a little bit on coaches and where their whereabouts might be.
yeah,
I have a question for you if you want.
yeah.
What's
What's
a
up?
what's a big time coach? Big name coach. What what type of team does he want to go to? Like Like, you don't want to go to a team that probably doesn't already have a quarterback.
Right.
You don't want to go to a team that doesn't have you don't get all the control.
Right.
Or an owner,
Right.
a solid owner, a solid GM.
I
So there's only a few teams that these big name um, coaches I feel would really jump at.
I think it kind of depends on the coach. If you got a Belichick, right, that he's going to want a big level of you know and autonomy where like he wants to be left alone, he wants to be
Yeah,
have control, he wants to do things. So like
not be
to me,
questioned.
when there was that rumor for a split second going around about him going to Dallas, I was like, there's no way,
No,
that would
nope.
never work. Or I don't know. Yeah.
Or even,
but
oh, sorry, go ahead.
but I think if you have a coach like a Gerard Mayo, um, who I'd heard actually today, the Raiders are talking about having a sit down and chat with him. So
Really,
yeah,
they
but
would.
you got a coach. You got a coach like that. I think what he's looking for is one, an opportunity. He's
Yeah,
looking for a team. He's looking for a home that's going to be able to commit to him for 2 years.
at
He's looking
least.
for a team that potentially has a good draft pick.
Okay.
And I'm saying this for Gerard Mayo specifically,
Yeah.
like his level of coach. But I think you're looking for a team that you're moving to. You're looking, if they don't have a good quarterback, you're looking for a good draft pick. Even though,
Mm-hmm.
again, this draft class is not quarterback heavy at all.
Mm-mm. No,
Um,
I agree.
so I think you're looking for a good draft pick. I think you're looking for a place that's going to commit to you for at least 2 seasons, or give you like a, hey, these are the milestones we want you to reach, and something that's attainable. And I think that you're looking for a system that is going to allow for your strengths to shine.
Agree. I agree.
Um, but but then again, I think like if you're a more experienced, like a Mike Vrabel or a Belichick, something like that, I think you're looking for a place that respects you, respects your tenure, and kind of is understanding that you're going to come in and take over, and you're going to
Right.
kind of run the show. Um,
So
so
speaking on that, so like the main person that sticks out to me is Jerry Jones.
yeah,
So first off, when I told you they fired him, they didn't fire him. They just never
no,
re-signed him,
right. And then
which
McCarthy and them, they did mutually decided not
yeah,
to
which blocked
explore.
him from jumping into interviews right away,
Right.
which is fucking kind of fucked up in a way. So I've been
Right.
hearing don't everyone's talking about Dion going to the Cowboys, and he
So
said he would even. I just don't see a guy like Dion going under someone like Jerry. That I just don't feel like they have that much control there.
I can see though. I can see Jerry giving a little bit more control, or the level of control that Dion would like, because the real thing is Dion's not going to come in and want to control everything.
Right,
He's going to want to control his coaching staff and kind of like that sort of thing,
right,
and then probably cosmetic shit after that. Like
right.
Dion's a TV coach.
Until something bad starts happening, and then I can see a huge explosion,
Exactly,
which would be hilarious.
exactly. But I can see Dion, if he comes in, he's going to bring a media circus.
Yeah, we go.
And of course, people are going to be talking. But do I think they should? No. Do I think Dion is an NFL level coach? No. Do I think that he's a good coach at Colorado? No.
Yeah,
We're going to see what like, and that's the thing. If he leaves Colorado, I will always think that he's a fucking coward, because of course it's easy to coach at Colorado and bring this team along when you have, Sanders and Hunter, which two of the top players in college football. What did you do with it? What did you
yeah,
do with it? You, on paper, you had a great fucking team with all these high profit. What did you do with it?
right,
You didn't get into the fucking playoffs.
right. I agree. So these are just some quick ones I'll throw at you. The Bears have interviewed over 20 coaches.
Yeah,
That's a
they're gonna
lot of
hire
fucking coaches.
probably 5 or 6 of them
Yeah,
over the
that
next
is a
5 or 6
fucked up
seasons.
organization. I hear a lot about the Jets going and talking and about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah,
You know that is
yeah.
the okay. I think he'll be a great coach somewhere. I don't know if the Jets is great, but Robert Salah is also in the running for the Cowboys and the Saints.
Yep.
It is pass these
I
motherfuckers around, dude. It's
I heard
insane.
too. I can't remember. Somebody else was looking at Saleh for um, offensive coordinator,
Offense, that's not his thing.
or I'm sorry, defensive coordinator. I
Okay,
can't remember. I can't remember who it was.
really.
Yeah,
I think he's a good coordinator. I think he is a good coordinator. I just don't think he's a
yeah,
head coach
yeah,
type of guy. But yeah, man, that's all I got on the coaches. We'll see
yeah.
how
Well,
all
I
that
heard.
plays
I heard
out.
that McCarthy is possibly interviewing with the Jags.
Oh yeah, that would be a fuck
So
up place to take over. But he would be just the guy.
yeah, I mean that could actually be a decent fit. I mean, they're not in a terrible state when you think about it. Like they have
They have players.
potentially a decent quarterback. They potentially have some players. They got draft picks.
They
They're
got a
gonna
great
have
wide receiver.
yeah. I mean
I can't think of his fucking name. Sorry,
Ridley or not
Ridley.
Ridley? Is it Ridley? Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they
something
got
like
rid
that.
of. Yeah, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't. I the Jags were not fun to watch the one time I watched them this year, and I didn't watch the Jags at all this
No,
year.
I'm not either. Fuck the Jags, bro. No, big UFC fight tomorrow night.
Is it? What's tomorrow night?
Islam
Oh,
is
I don't know.
fighting. It's two title matches.
Oh shit. Huh?
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's all I have on any of that. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so, brother. I think that's all I got.
I'm sorry, buddy. I was dragging ass tonight.
No, dude, I'm feeling you, man. Next
Wore
week,
out.
hopefully, I'm actually on call next week, so we'll even see if I get a kick out of podcast.
So, possibility, win or lose, if we are able, I would like to get on for a recap. Win or lose
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. If we're able, if our families are, shit goes good.
I hopefully hopefully it's not a lose recap because that one would not be fun. But yeah, no, I'm down with that. I think we can
Yeah.
do that.
That's what I could. Let's
Depending
get
on how
out.
the game is going, if it's a crazy blowout, we could even just put on the last 3 minutes and watch the
Yeah.
game on, finish the game
Yeah.
on here.
We'll play it by ear. Soon we'll be able to go live on YouTube, so
Yeah,
we even do that.
yeah, I'm
But
gonna
that
get that validation or thing validated, and we'll be
cool.
going live
Fuck
on
yeah.
YouTube.
All right, brother. Well, I will holler at you next week then.
All right, man. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yep.